everyone, welcome back to day 2 of revising CPQ with Kushi, and in today's video we are going to understand what is the sales process workflow. So we have already discussed in the last session that whenever there is an account, definitely there would be a company who would be interested in your product. You will be creating an opportunity. From opportunity we'll create a quote. In the quote we'll add the products using the quote line editor, and we will definitely discuss today that what exactly is a product. So product object will have an API name of product 2. Whenever you will configure a particular product, for example, say you are working on a project related to cars, so this is an automobile industry and you are working something around that. So you will be storing all your products based on the family category basically. So there would be a lot of products, you need to categorize them based on something, whether it's a hardware, software, services, accessory or whatever, right? That is totally configurable at our end. So whenever you will be creating a product will have some name, it will have some code. These both things will be helpful to you because when you will add those products into the quote line editor, into your quote, so you will be able to search them with the help of these two attributes. Now the main topic for today is we are going to understand what are the different types of products that we have in CPQ. So we have a total 6 types of products. We will move to the very first product, which is the non-subscription one-time product, which means, so as I already told you that today we are going to take all the examples related to the car industry. So we will be discussing, so for example, for your car you bought some premium seat covers, okay? So this is a one-time investment that you are doing. This is not something that will renew, right? You bought it for the one time, it's a one-time product. So in your system, how you are going to configure is that you will simply add the product name, product code, you will add to which particular family this particular product belongs to, and that's it, whatever the product is active. So, and to also make sure that your product is visible into the quote line editor, your product should be active and should be related to a price book. Okay, there should be some active price book that is related to your product. Okay, so these two things are very important. If you're not able to see your product into the quote line editor topic we will deep dive tomorrow. Okay, so these are the two things you need to keep in mind. So for the product, normal products, non-subscription products, very easy. Four things we have to put the basic details, and that's it. Your product is ready and it will be considered as a one-time product. And on the opportunity you have to add the quote, and once you have added all the products, you will mark the quote as primary. The customer is happy, everything is sorted, you will close the opportunity to the closed one and you will mark the opportunity as contracted. What will happen after you mark the opportunity as contracted? Because this was a one-time purchase, your company has sold something, so your product will be converted into asset and that will be visible on the account object, sorted with the non-subscription product. Then we are going to revise the subscription product. Subscription product is something, so imagine you bought the car and along with that they are providing one service which is GPS tracking car service. So this is something that will happen for some certain time. Okay, so monthly you have to pay, or yearly or day wise, whatever you have to pay according to some particular subscription you will be having. Okay, so on the subscription product, how you configure the subscription product, you gave the basic details as for a one-time product, but in the subscription product you have to make sure these 3 points. One is the pricing. So what will be the subscription pricing, whether it would be a fixed price or a percent of total. So imagine you got the car alongside, so do you want to have it as some percentage of car, whatever the amount of the car is, accordingly you want to set the price, or you will have a fixed price. What would be the type of subscription, whether it would be renewable, one time, evergreen, or renewable plus evergreen. Evergreen is something that you don't need to renew, it will continue for a while, like it will not have an end date. Okay, so configuring is done on the product level. What you will do, once the customer is fine, you created the quote. On the quote you will make sure that you add a start date and an end date. Once the customer is happy with the quote, you will mark the quote as primary. You will give the document definitely beforehand before marking it the primary, and on the opportunity you will mark it as closed one, and you will check on the checkbox of contracted. This time what will happen, previously in the one time you got the asset record created, but this time what will happen, you will see a contract generated on the opportunity object and a subscription record created on the account object. I hope we are sorted with the subscription product. Now these are also parts of the subscription product itself, but I have given them like this. So what is an MDQ product? Multi-dimensional quoting. Okay, so multi-dimensional quoting is like, so for example, there is some plan that you got for your car, which is a premium maintenance plan. What will happen, that based on some slots, okay, for example, that you got it for the very first time, you want to add some other amount, okay, and for the next year you want to have something else. So how you will basically create a MDQ product? The basic things, you created the product, added the pricing, term and the type, and then on top of that you will create price dimensions. What you will do with the price dimensions, once you have created the price dimensions, you will notice that you will put on whatever amount you want for those particular products. Okay, so for example, for the first 1 year it is $100, then for the second year you want to give some discount, for the third year you want something else. So this type of subscription falls into the MDQ, and you will have different pricing based on the segments or the years that are going to be there. Then comes the usage based product. For the usage based product, what will happen, for example, this is an EV charging using plan. So every time you charge your vehicle, some units you will use, and based on that units you will be charged. You will take the normal things like add the subscription, pricing, term and type, and we have to make sure that we add 0 as the list price. In all these types of products, we have to make sure that we are adding an active price book entry. Okay, so and how we are going to charge the customer, we will make sure that we have some slabs. Okay, for example, if the user is charging their electric vehicle from 0 units to 500 units, okay, so from either from first unit to 500 units, okay, so if in case they have used that particular unit, so you will charge rupees 100 accordingly. So this is how normally the usage based products work. And how you are going to configure the same is, you have added on the product level pricing, term and type, list price as 0 on the price book, and you will also add the charge type as recurring, billing type as arrears, and frequency say monthly. On top of that, you have to create the consumption schedule, consumption rate. Consumption schedule is nothing but where you will add the name and you will add the rates accordingly, right? And then at the end you will be adding a junction object record, which is product plus consumption schedule. So for this particular product, I want from first unit to 500 unit, charge this, from 500 1 to 1000 charge this. Okay, I hope we are good. Then comes the product bundle. So imagine you want to sell something in a bundle, in some grouping. Okay, you want to sell it together, like the MACD meal we were discussing yesterday. So it's like you want to have some SUV Pro bundle, which will contain the engine, it will contain some accessory, your alloy wheels and all that stuff. So it's a group of products, and how you're going to configure the same is, you will give the pricing, term and the types, and for the product bundle you have to give, actually you can also configure features, you can also configure options, and at the same time to make sure that whatever, because individually also those products will have some price, right? To make sure that we are ignoring that, we have to mark them as bundled in the options. Okay, so which means we'll create a parent bundle, we'll add the options or the features, and then we will configure the bundle, and this can be used in the quote line items. And similarly, we have the perpetual product. For the perpetual product, consider it like the EMI. Okay, so for the first 3 months you are paying some EMI, and then automatically the product is yours, so which means an asset will be created. That's it for today's video. Sorry for taking this so long, but I hope this is sorted. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.